Good morning, everyone. I'm going to start this video with Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world age, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And boy, do we. More than we could possibly know. It's October the 21st at 1:43 a.m. 2024. Spica. Spica is a very significant star for our age. And it's called the undefended one in the Arabic. The maiden. That's why it's Virgo, virgin. There's been a lot of videos that's been going on for several years now. Every time Jupiter seems to come into Virgo on some special day, that 9/11 day, they keep screaming the return of Christ. And ironically enough, they speak a truth more than they know, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because this is mutable earth. And Spica is a star in a certain type of magic that especially if you're born under this star, you're very intellectual. You're very smart. These people are writers and producers, and their ruling planet is Mercury. And when they have Mercury there, he's the only planet that's exalted in his own sign. But at the same time, this is mutable earth. This is sand. It's clay. It's quicksand. It can be ripped right out from under you. It's not a stable foundation to build anything on. We see a lot of careers go down the tubes. They shoot up real high and then they crash really fast. There's no foundation. It's almost like a shooting star. But my focus today is going to be back in Gemini. Because right now, when they tell you that we're dealing with this wickedness in high places, different groups around the world, especially in stuff like Freemasonry, Kabbalah, all of these covens that the elite belong to, whether in Hollywood or the music industry or all of that, they belong into these covens, and they do a lot of magic that is specifically orientated from Gemini. And all the symbol of Gemini goes back to India. All this tantric sex magic they do and stuff like that, it all emanates from here. All this knowledge, all this wisdom. You know, when they tell us Egypt, they keep showing us Taurus and the bull, but that's not correct. All of the imagery is Gemini. The third eye from tantric sex, Gemini. Osiris, when all of the pharaohs, when they're in their coffins, they cross their arms. Left arm on the right shoulder, right arm on the left shoulder. That's that mutable X. That's that mutable X. Half of Orion is in Taurus, and the other half is in Gemini. They utilize the bull. The bull, the Pleiades, the major star system over here, is in the Egyptian. It's the flock. This is the sheep they're fleecing. Capella right here in the Arabic, they're the watchers. And this is my pet goat too, Capella. The goat they keep telling you is Baphomet is this goat. It's their pet goat. It's ruled by Mercury. He's a hermaphrodite. Okay, you get Hermes and Hermaphrodite, two of the names for Castor and Pollux, Remus and Romulus. Everything we are experiencing is about this right here. And it's more than we think. We've been lied to and told the 5-pointed star is about Venus. That's a lie. The 5-pointed star pointed upward is Gemini, and the 5-pointed star pointed downward is Virgo. Both ruled by Mercury. Both ruled by Mercury. Let's go back down here to Sirius, because this is going to go back to what we call Egyptian. It's the Egyptian. Let's just go over there. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at it in some different zodiacs. Let's just start at the top with the Arabic. I want to do one thing first that we just don't need right now. There we go. Star-Lord, Arabic. The Southern Shining One. The announcer of the Southern Shining One is right beside it. It comes first. Okay, remember that. The Shining One. Now let's pop over to next. The Egyptian. Ooh, they've removed it all together. Let's see if we can get some symbol. Okay, it's part of Kenemet and the triangle. Okay, remember that, the triangle, because we have several triangles. Here is the Pleiades over here, is the sheepfold. The sheepfold. Orion is the vizier, the wise bard, the wizard. And he's pointing to Aldebaran. The sheepfold over here is Leviathan. The flock is the Pleiades. The moon is the traveler. Jupiter here is Horus, who binds the two lands. Mars is the red Horus. We want to go back down here to Sirius. Let's take a look at a few more that this seems to play a lot into what they're doing lately. Nothing in the Belarusian. Nothing. They just have their throne. The throne. This is their throne. And it's Orion is their throne. This is old, old, old magic they're digging up. There's so much here we don't have. And so much has been scrubbed. The two wolves. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Romanian. The morning star. There we go. So we have one calling it the shining star. Actually, a couple of them calling Arabic the shining one, the shining star. And then we have the morning star. It was venerated in what we were told is Egypt. And it heralded when the floods were coming for the Nile so that it could renew the land. That's the whole story behind this. Let me go see if I can pick this up. This is just a simple Google search. Sirius, also known as the dog star, was an important star in ancient Egyptian culture. The Egyptians called Sirius Sopdet, which translates to triangle. The Greeks called it Sophis. The Egyptians personified Sirius as a goddess. They believed that the appearance of Sirius in the sky signaled the beginning of the Nile flood, which brought water and rich soil for the ground crops. The Egyptians also associated Sirius with Isis, the goddess of nature and mother of all the gods. I'm not sure if it was to them, I guess, in that age. The Egyptian calendar was centered around Sirius. The heliacal rising of Sirius, when it reappeared in the sky after a long period of invisibility, marked the start of the new year. The Zodiac cycle is a period of 1,461 Egyptian civil years and 1,460 Julian years, during which the start of the year coincides with the heliacal rising of Sirius. Sirius is located in the constellation Canis Major, which resembles a dog in the sky. Sirius is the dog's nose in the constellation. Now let's go over here. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou cut to the ground, who laid the nations low? O shining... Here, let's do it. Hold on, let me find what I'm looking for. We'll start with this one. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? We're going to look at this in some different translations. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou fallen from heaven, O day star, son of the morning? How art thou fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, light bringer, son of the dawn? How have you fallen from heaven, O light bringer and day star, son of the morning? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Shining morning star, how are you fallen from the heavens, you destroyer of nations? How have you fallen from heaven, morning star? Morning star, son of the dawn. Bright morning star. We've been told this is Venus. Over and over and over. They just keep laying everything at the doorstep of Venus. Everything. All the evil is either Saturn. They give Saturn the black cube. Nope, don't belong there. The hexagram. Nope, that don't belong to Saturn either. The five-pointed star Venus. Nope, that don't belong to Venus. The hexagram belongs to Jupiter and Mars. The five-pointed star is exclusive to Mercury. I don't give a damn what nobody says. The symbols do not lie. But we've been lied to about everything. So this brings us, and who rules the constellation that Sirius is in? Mercury does. We've been lied to about everything. This is Matthew chapter 7. I'm going to start with 13. Enter ye in at the strait gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which goeth in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, but few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. They're Mercurian. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? To know them by their fruits. The symbol of an apple tree is its fruit, an apple. So you will know them by their symbols. You're not going to get a Saturnalian person with a bunch of Mercurian symbols all over them. You will know them by their symbols. I don't see very many true Saturnalian or true Venus symbols out there. It's a bunch of the wicked symbols that have been pre-imposed upon them, that don't belong to them. And most of them are Mercurian, are Jupiter, this whole age. The entire wickedness of this age, which is ruled exclusively by Jupiter and Mercury, have attributed all of their wickedness onto the crown chakra and the heart chakra. You will know them by their symbols. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Wherefore, by their fruits, their symbols, ye shall know them. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. Aquarius. But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Libra. Can't go to Saturn unless Venus says so. Can't get to the crown except for through the heart. No man comes to me, save my Father draws them to me. Where's that at? Let me get that one for you. This is the Gospel of John, chapter 6. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but raise it up at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one that seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day, and their last day. But all that the Father giveth me shall come to me. You can't even get to him without the Father being given you to him, and you can't get to the Father without going through him. And that's the heart chakra. That's Libra. The Most High of Heaven. Our Father who art in heaven. The Most High of Heaven. Venus. Heart chakra. Libra. I came down from heaven. He's the King. He's the Son of Man. That's Aquarius. Saturn. Crown chakra. Heaven on earth. And they have completely thrown us under the bus. We have churches literally called Day Star, Morning Star. And it's straight up serious. All of it, the symbolism is what, I don't even want to call it Egyptian, because it's more Babylonian than anything. And today it's utilized by all branches of Freemasonry. All of them. Especially the elite, the aristocracy. They are 100% sold out to Gemini, to Sirius, to Mercury, to Castor and Pollux, to Capella, to the Lynx. All of them. All their symbolism, all the European heraldry. Let's go there. This is European heraldry. Nobody else in the world uses these. Here's your rampant lion, which is actually the Lynx in Gemini, different from the lion in Leo. The lion in Leo lays down, just like the Sphinx does. He's laying down. This one doesn't lay down. This one roams about, roaring and seeking whom he may devour. It's called the lion rampant. And you see that on here. This looks like one of the Windsors. You have the rampant lion, which is above Gemini, the house above, and the unicorn, the house below. Here's another rampant lion. but all of their symbolism. Sometimes it's hidden in a dragon, because there are two serpents in Gemini. On the caduceus, there are two. A snake is a serpent, is a dragon. So there are two dragons, two snakes, two serpents on the caduceus of Gemini. This eagle is also in Gemini. I didn't ask for that, but I'll take this one. This eagle is in Gemini. England carries most of this symbolism. The symbolism for the crown is the rampant lion. The symbolism for England, rather, is the rampant lion. The symbolism for Wales is the red dragon. The symbolism for Scotland is the unicorn. The symbolism for Ireland is, one, the rainbow, which is Gemini, and the shamrock. And it's a sham rock. It's fake. It's a sham. And what's at the end of the rainbow? At the end of the rainbow is a pot of gold. At the end of the rainbow generation is a pot of gold for the elite. They got their lucky sham rock. But these people who rule over Britain are not British, or Irish, or Scottish, or Welsh. They're frickin' Germans. And you need to know, the G, the H, and the K are all interchangeable between languages. The Arabic, they shove it all into one. The K-H-G, I call it. The ha. It's a K-H-G, all in one. So when you say the tribes intermingle with the angels on Mount Hermon, that's Mount German. Mount Olympus. A lot of this crap comes out of there. It's very bohemian. But the griffin, he's sticking out his tongue. He's just another representation of the rampant lion. He's got that leg stance, the arms that are split, and the tongue sticking out. It's the same thing. Here's their little pet goat over here. Has nothing to do with Capricorn. Capricorn is a sea goat, not a pet goat, not a Capella. Those are the Watchers. And what did we know what the Watchers did, right? But I call these people, I've traced them back to what I call the Babylonian priesthood. That's what we know them as. And they are an amalgamation. They rule over, it's like Lord of Rings. The Babylonians are like the one ring that rules them all. But different covens, lodges, churches, religions, they all carry these symbols. And we've been lied to about what the symbols mean, who they represent, and they've got us doing their rituals for them. I'm not condemning anybody here because I don't believe in judging people. We're supposed to judge ourselves. But I wouldn't put a tattoo on my body for nothing in the world. Unless it's one of them that you get out of the bubblegum machine, you lick, you stick, and then it washes off, right? Because you have no idea what you're putting on your body. And the energies, the spirits, let's call them demons, that you invoke, evoke, and provoke. You're bringing all that stuff into your life. It's better to be without them, or to know the proper symbolism. A red cross upright is the symbol of Aquarius. This symbol right here, what's the problem with this symbol? it's upside down. The crown should be on the hilt, not at the top of the blade. This is a Babylonian symbol when it's upside down. Peter was crucified upside down, but Peter was not crucified on this type of a cross. Let me go get our crosses. We've been through these before. I pretty much approve of every one but this one, because again, they have Leo on top and Aquarius on the bottom, and it should be the other way. Taurus is correct, Scorpio is correct, but Leo and Aquarius are inverted. The crown should be on top, and the lion should be laying down here at his feet. The lion laying down with the lamb. Now this one over here, this is the one we're currently on. We'll recognize it from the Game of Thrones as the Bolton's cross, the flayed man. And this is the cross that Peter was crucified on, upside down. Pisces and Sagittarius are ruled by the Jew Peter. The Jew Peter. And this age ain't nothing about the Son of Man and the kingdom. Nothing. It has nothing to do with it. It's just here until the kingdom comes. And everything we've been told is a lie. But the symbols don't lie to us. Once you see it for what it is, hopefully it breaks that magic spell. You know, this world has been wicked. Wicked for a very, very, very long time. Before the flood and then after that. But the wickedness will be done away with. When you let an alchemical solution sit, when the fermentation starts, all the scum floats to the top. All the settlement floats to the bottom. And then what you want to harvest is right there in the middle. That's the good stuff. But the scum of the scum always floats to the top without effort. And that is who's ruling this world. You do not get a job with a 6-figure income or a 7-figure income unless you're on the inside. Unless you belong to a lodge or a coven or a religion. Unless you've been compromised, because that's how they play the game. And this game of compromising goes all the way back to Babylon. It goes even here. Let me take us back somewhere. I'm just going to do this whole chapter because it needs to be done and it's worth doing. Now, I've done told you before that they've taken the New Testament just like they did the Old Testament, and they shoved 2 stories together. They shoved the story of the Son of God, which is Jesus, the son of Zeus, Jesus, which is Jupiter, and the Son of Man, which is the son of Saturn. And they slammed them together into one story. So I hate using this name. They superseded the name of the evil one over the good works of the good one, is what they've done. So I don't like this name. I never have. And I'm just going to call him the Lamb. Okay? Because that's who he is. There's no better symbol to identify him than the Lamb. The Lamb went into the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came up again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, Thalem. That word right here is Thalem. This woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? Whoops. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But the Lamb stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he had not heard. Whoops, I need to stop doing that. As he had not heard them. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And the Lamb was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. She's a harlot. To me, that's probably the closest symbolism of Mercury you can get right there. It's the harlot that's looking, Virgo. The harlot looking for forgiveness. The harlot that wakes up to what's going on and realizes who the Lamb really is. And that the Pharisees are all just crooked. When the Lamb had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. That word Lord, again, Balaam. And the Lamb said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go, and sin no more. Then spake the Lamb again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. The light of life. The Pharisees therefore said unto him, Thou bearest record of thyself. Thy record is not true. The Lamb answered and said unto them, Though I bear record of myself, yet my record is true. For I know whence I came and where I go. But ye cannot tell whence I came and whither I go. Ye judge after the flesh, lower chakra. I judge no man. And yet if I judge, my judgment is true. For I am not alone, but I and the Father that had sent me. Venus, Libra. It is also written in your law. He didn't say the law or my law, your law, that the testimony of two men is true. I am one that bear witness of myself, and the Father that sent me beareth witness of me. They answered and said unto him, Where is thy Father? The Lamb answered, Ye neither know me nor my Father. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. These words spake the Lamb in the treasury. He's in the bank. As he taught in the temple. What's a temple doing with a bank? And no man laid hands on him, for his hour was not yet come. Then said the Lamb again unto them, I go my way, and ye shall seek me, and ye shall die in your sins. Whither I go, ye cannot come. Then saith the Jews, Will he kill himself, because he saith, Whither I go, ye cannot come? And he said unto them, Ye are from beneath, lower chakra. I am from above, upper chakra. Ye are of this world, lower chakra. I am not of this world. Ye are of this world age, Pisces. I am not of this world age, Pisces. Ye are of this cross, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo. I am not of this cross, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo. I said therefore unto you, that ye shall die in your sins. For if ye believe not that I am, in italics has been added, ye shall die in your sins. Then said they unto him, Who art thou? And the Lamb said unto them, even the same that I said unto you from the beginning. I have many things to say and to judge of you, but he that sent me is true, and I speak to the world those things which I have heard of him. I speak to this world age those things which I have heard of him. They understood not that he spake to them of the Father. Then the Lamb said unto them, when ye have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall ye know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself, but as my Father hath taught me, I speak these things. And he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him. And he spake these words. As he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said the Lamb to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed. And if ye shall know the truth shall make you free. And they answered, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. Well, that's a lie there. If they're Abraham's seed, they went into bondage in Egypt, and they went into bondage in Babylon. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? That right there tells you if they've never been in bondage, they're not Abraham's seed. The Lamb answered, truly, truly, which is verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son, therefore, shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. Ishmael was also Abraham's seed. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which you have seen with your father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. The Lamb said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God. That word should be Father. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father. Then they said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even their God. I'm sure they're referring to that YHVH, that Yahweh, that Jupiter. The Lamb said unto them, if Yahweh were your father, ye would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from. Okay, this is not the same word. I wish I had a Strong's to jump into. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Let me see if I can look that up online. Okay, here we have the Strong's, and this word God they're using is just theo, so it's just deity. And that is just deity. It's not a name. It's not producing one. It's more of a God instead of the God. If God were your father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither I came of myself, but he sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. The big clue here was murderer from the beginning. The first murderer was Cain, and he was seduced by the serpent in the garden, was his father. The serpent seduced, wholly seduced Eve in the garden. And that's Mercury. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? He that is of God heareth God's word, and ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of God. And again, this word Jews should be Juge, J-U-J, Jews, Jews, not Jews, Jews. When the priesthood came out of Babylonian captivity, the prophet was pissed because the only ones that got taken were the tribes of Judah and Levi to Babylon. The others had already been taken into captivity by Assyria. And this was after they all got out of Egypt. So we got 10 hauled off by Assyria when they started mixing with Mount Hermon, Mount German. So they were all whooshed off. And then you only had 2 tribes left, which were actually Judah and Benjamin. But part of the Levitical tribe, because the temple was in Jerusalem, stayed with the tribe of Judah. So when they come back out of Babylon, 70 years being in captivity, there was not a Levite among them that could be purified and rebuild the temple. Every one of them were Babylonians. They were not Judeans, not Jews, Judeans. They were Babylonians. They were Juge, not Jews. They were Yajuj and Majuj. But so none of the priesthood. They had to dig and find one. Find a Levite that they could do the ritual of the red heifer and cleanse the priesthood so they could go in the Holy of Holies. Now we don't have to have a ritual to cleanse the priesthood. The high priest is the Lamb. He's done the sacrifice. And if you're under that blood, then there's no need. It's already been done. You can come in and out as you please. And that's the way it'll be at the kingdom. The New Jerusalem's going to have 12 gates, and there'll be no night there, and you can come and go as you please. No gate will be locked. All gates are open. Come and go as you please. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, Say we not well, thou art a Samaritan, and hast a devil? The Lamb answered, I have not a devil, but I honor my Father, and ye do dishonor me. And I seek not my own glory. There is one that seeketh and judgeth. Truly, truly, I say unto you, if a man keep my saying, he shall never see death. There is no death. At least not from this body. The only thing that could be considered actual death would be at the final judgment. And that's the only one that can issue a verdict of you don't exist no more, you never existed, retroactively. Then said the Jews unto him, Now we know that thou hast the devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets, and thou sayest, If a man keep my commandments, he shall never taste of death. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead, and the prophets are dead, whom makest thou thyself? The Lamb answered, If I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me. Of him ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say, I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you. But I know him, and keep his saying, not his law, not his commandment, his saying. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and saw it, and was glad. Then the Jews said unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, how hast thou seen Abraham? The Lamb said unto them, Truly, truly, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Then took they up stones to cast at him. But the Lamb hid himself, and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by. The Luciferians are Gemini worshippers, Mercury worshippers, Sirius worshippers. And nobody's going to ever tell me again that Venus is Lucifer, the bright and morning star. Oh no, not so. I'm not having it. The symbols do not lie. All right. He who pours out the water. That's who we're waiting on. That would be the Son of Man. This is the Romanian. And they're part of this age. Pisces is European. Jupiter rules Europe and Asia. It's all about Europe and Asia. He who pours out the water. Saturn. He who pours out the water. Saturn. I'm clicking on it. It's Saturn. And this is the Son of Man. Nothing in the Romanian. Let's check some more. The Egyptian, very little over here, if any at all. Horus, the bull of heaven, Saturn. Fomalhaut, nothing. Up here, Pegasus is another giant. Not the one who came into the daughters of men. What about the Macedonian? Romanian. We already did that one. The Belarusian. These are some of theirs that they actually use. Still a sea goat here. Wild goat there. Already done that one. The Siberian showed up in quite a few. I wish we had more. I do have a website that is supposed to give us all of the zodiacs and the different cultures around the world. But it's really hard to go through. He who pours out the water, and he's in the water. He's retrograde right now, which means things are freaking crazy. We got Saturn and Jupiter retrograde right now. And Saturn retrograde, those gloves are off. People that are in authority are going to be abusing those below them. That's just what they do. It's just part of what they do. And Jupiter being retrograde is kind of an okay thing here. We got the moon conjunct Jupiter right now in Taurus. This is really benevolent. And Jupiter's thinking outside of the box. And he's stable. He's in fixed earth. He's under the rule of the heart chakra right now. But the sun is in Virgo. And that's mutable. Mercury's moved into Libra. He's going to Daddy's house. He could get in trouble while he's there. Let me remove some of this. I've got sensory overload with too many symbols processing at the same time. Venus is moving out of Libra into Scorpio. Yeah, Venus is already in Scorpio. I like Scorpio. Scorpio is fixed water. That's ice. But it's also the house of your friends. These are the people you choose to be in your life. But I'm getting really tired of all this crap that Ophiuchus is the hero and the serpent holder. He's the savior, and Jupiter here is going to birth. The only thing Jupiter's going to birth here is a frickin' Antichrist. That's what he's going to birth. They're looking to birth their new Madrid, their new mother, their mRNA, jab jab. Everything is out to get her together. And it's all about the last deacon of this age. Neptune is still in Pisces. So Neptune is the imagination. And Pisces deals with illusion, fabrication. It's fishes. Talk about having scales over our eyes. You know, this whole age has been as wicked as it is. There's no new thing under the sun. They've been doing the same thing over and over and over again since we got out of the flood, which is the same thing they were doing before the flood. It's just we're just now waking up to it. They don't hide it anymore. They're in our faces. So the only way they can get out of it is to lie. And when they open their mouths, they're freaking lying. And they've been telling a lot of these lies so long, the ones that have come after them actually believe the lies themselves. It's quite amazing. But please, please don't ask me anymore about the coming of the Son of Man through here, because that's not what that is. That all has to do with their rituals. And they're out to get her. And they're taking down everything so they can build back their technocracy cyber world and force everybody to be in it. That's their agenda. And they run everything out of the UN. Everything. This is what I call the three-eyed raven, which is not really a king, is he? Mercury over here is the prince of the power of the air, the first heaven under the dome. You know, we got some serious meteor showers yesterday, today, tonight. Tonight should be pretty spectacular. You get the Orion, the Oronid meteor showers. But it comes out of like right here between Sirius and Orion. It spawns from here. But it'll be across the sky. It's really a wide pattern. You don't have to watch it but for a few minutes before you see something. Boy, I've had a strange week. And we're pushing an hour here. So I'm going to wrap this video up, and I'm going to tell y'all something happened to me this week, because I think it'll benefit you. I went to the store, and there was a young lady outside, and she was literally begging money. And she looked really young to me, too. And I didn't have but some change in my pocket. So I gave her my change, and I told her, while I'm inside, I'll get some cash back. And I'll give you more when I come out if you're still here. Because all I had, I don't know, maybe about 60 or 70 cents in change. And she looked up at me and told me, let me get this right. It was kind of a thank goodness thing. I was starting to lose. You've given me back my hope in this world. That's what she said. You've given me back my hope in this world. And I looked at her, and it just came flooding out of my mouth. I don't even know where it came from. And I told her, well, that's your problem right there. That's the reason you're in this position. You've put your hope in this world. And I told her, seek ye first the kingdom. And then I walked away and went in the store. And when I come back out, she was waiting on me. And her face was red. And she had been crying the whole time that I was in the store, a good 30 minutes or so. And I asked her if she was okay. And she looked at me and she told me that her daddy was a preacher and that she wanted to go home. She had been putting her hope in this world and was very discouraged about it. I couldn't do anything but everything in my power to help this girl get home, which is what I did. It's what any of you would have done. But I have no idea. It was like somebody else was talking through my mouth. Well, that's your problem right there. You've put your hope in this world. There's nothing in this world to hope for. There's nothing in this world that lasts. It's temporal. It's mutable. The whole world right now is like this Chinese tofu drag construction. It's built to collapse. It was never built to last. You want to know why the Sphinx is still there? Because it was built in a fixed age. Everything that's built on the mutable cross will crumble. Its foundations are quicksand, shifting sands. It won't stand. You either build your house fixed on the fixed cross or on that cardinal cross. And the cardinal cross itself can be to the extreme. Too much of a good thing. Sometimes the wise old man thinks he's so wise he no longer has anything to learn. And that makes him a foolish, stupid old man. We could spend 1,000 lifetimes and never learn all there is to learn. We have a hard enough time navigating day to day, much less year to year, century to century, age to age, aeon to aeon. So that's the message I want to leave with you today. Is don't put your hope in this world. Seek ye first the kingdom. And a kingdom is the king and his domain. And there's only one king of heaven. There's only one. And he has the water of life. And right now he's in that water of life. And he's going to back up some more and turn around and come through that water of life one last time for another 30 years. So you better drink up while he's still here. And when he gives you water to drink, you'll never thirst again. You'll never desire water again. Not the water of this world anyway. Store up your treasures in heaven, people. Stay in the upper chakras. Commit your random acts of kindness. Bank your good karma. You're going to need it. This world it's going to be torn down. Things here, we are witnessing this one here in birth pains, but not the pains they think. And the destructions are going to just start getting closer and closer together. We're going to start witnessing a lot more earthquakes, a lot more tornadoes, a lot more hurricanes, a lot more fires, a lot more wars. They're going to crash the economy everywhere to try to force everybody into their new techno-digital system, their cyber system. And the wickedness in high places that's running this is all coming out of Gemini. These are the bad guys. And you know them by their symbols. Don't be fooled anymore. Don't empower their symbols. Don't increase those egregores by buying their merchandise, their logos, their lies. Store up your treasures in heaven. Alright, people, that's 1 hour. If my channel's helped you, won't you help me keep bringing these videos to you? And I appreciate those that have contributed to this channel. I got sad news, actually. I'll end on a sad note, actually, because I did get 3 donations to help with the kitty food, and one of them was a very nice donation. And I couldn't take it anymore, and I took the baby kitten to the vet because its eyes were just about closed. Just every day I was having to clean off its face, and I wasn't sure what was wrong with it. But the vet hooked her right up. I was so impressed. Within about a day and a half, all that leaking out of the eyes stopped, all the blinking stopped, and you could tell that she could actually see. And I was just ecstatic. And then about 2 days after that, she got hit by a car. So I was really sad. Boy, was I sad. I hate to see, that's 2 this month that I've witnessed, as it happened, getting hit by a car. And one of them, not the itty bitty kitty, I was just peeking out the window when I saw that happen. But another cat got hit, and I had walked outside and spooked it. And it ran right out in front of a car. And I live on a residential street. They should be doing about a maximum 25. But it's a cut around from the red light on the corner to come down this street. And they were coming down my street early in the morning at like 60 miles an hour. I should try and get some cops over here and make some money. Alright, people, sorry to end on that sad note, but it is what it is.